This is Bigfoot. He is a tall and hairy creature, with his big feet being the most famous feature. Bigfoot is very intelligent and strong, and can travel over distances quite long. They tend to be very quiet and shy. When people traipse through the forest, they have plenty of places to hide. This particular Bigfoot once met Max, when Max went on a hike to rest and relax. But this story happened after that. So let's go find Bigfoot in his habitat. It was wintertime in the woods, and Bigfoot was scouring the forest for goods, when he picked up a smell on the air. A scent that told him a stranger was there. It seemed foreign, yet he also knew it too, but he couldn't place who it belonged to. So Bigfoot followed the scent back to his den, but stopped in his tracks right there and then, for some large tracks were imprinted in the snow, both coming to and leaving Bigfoot's home. Quietly and cautiously, Bigfoot entered his lair. Sure enough, someone had slept in his bed and sat in his chair. Even his food storage had been picked through, and that was what sent Bigfoot through the roof. He roared in a rant and rave, for someone had stolen food from his cave. It was one thing to sleep uninvited in Bigfoot's nest, but to steal his food? That was no jest. Feeling grumpy, Bigfoot stormed outside and vowed to scour the entire mountainside for the thief who has stolen his goods, even if he had to comb through every part of the woods. He climbed up towards the mountain peak, as the weather slowly turned bleak. After a while, Bigfoot was about to look elsewhere when he stumbled upon an abandoned animal den. This looked to be a good place for hiding food stores. However, inside he could hear low grunts and snores. So Bigfoot followed the prints into the cave dark and deep, to find out about the creature that was fast asleep. Soon, Bigfoot found a creature sleeping on a makeshift bed. The beast was covered in white fur from foot to head. It was Bigfoot's cousin, the Yeti, who looked like he had eaten food aplenty, and now was taking a winter's nap. So Bigfoot woke him up with a hard slap. The Yeti woke up and roared in surprise to see his cousin right before his eyes. Bigfoot scolded the Yeti for stealing his food, and made sure he knew that Bigfoot was in a bad mood. You see, Bigfoot don't like their Yeti cousins, because they often act like curmudgeons. Yetis live where food is hard to find, and they'll steal from Bigfoot when in a bind. And while Bigfoot works all through the summer, Yetis hibernate until winter, in a deep slumber. Thus Bigfoot was angry to find out his cousin was the thief, who had stolen food from Bigfoot, causing him grief. It looked like things were about to blow, for Bigfoot and Yeti were going to have a row. But Yeti begged his cousin to listen first, for he had been starving and dying of thirst. Yeti came to find Bigfoot to ask for aid, and to perhaps set up some kind of trade. He even promised to pay Bigfoot back for everything he had stolen for his winter snack. In fact, Yeti turned his promise into a vow. And breaking a vow is something neither Bigfoot nor Yeti allow. It is the highest law in cryptid society, and breaking it would brand you an outcast with notoriety. So Bigfoot was satisfied and calmed down, and decided to help his cousin from out of town. He agreed to help the Yeti learn to fend for himself, and preserve food properly to store on a shelf. All winter the two cousins worked together, and had many an adventure. Eventually, the winter season came to an end, and Yeti had to go back to his own den. He had paid his debt, and promised to visit. Then Yeti disappeared into the thicket. And so, our story comes to a close, as Yeti left Bigfoot as friends rather than foes.